Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are around the world, around the earth. Welcome to this page, being Jay. If you this is your first time being here before, and you've not been here before, pardon my. And if you've been here before, welcome back. This is being Jay. If you've never been here before, this is a page where we try to figure out how we can try and be ourselves. The best version of ourselves to present to our community, whether that be in our homes, our places of work, wherever we are, anywhere we are on earth. Try to be the best versions of ourselves and be authentically and truly ourselves. So if you've already figured it out, join us and help us, dialogue, so we can share some light. If you haven't, also just join us and try and pick some nuggets to see if we can help you with your journey. So as you already know, this is basically like conversations, dialogues of my thoughts, my perspectives to life, and all of that stuff. So obviously, if you've never ever seen the other videos, you're best to watch the other videos, be able to understand this part of the video, or this part, or this video, and where it fits in the equation. So on the previous video, obviously, or the previous videos, we've been talking about, obviously, this being a new year and everybody's trying to achieve happiness and setting New Year's resolutions of new year, new me, and all of that stuff. So we're trying to play our part as to how we can help to make all of us achieve what we want to achieve this year, including happiness, genuine happiness. And obviously, as we always say, it's deeper than just the flesh, or it's deeper than just what we know, what we see, or what's going on around us. And that's what we're trying to figure out, so we can have some level of stability to be able to navigate around all of this. So yeah, as a continuation of conversation, as this is what this is, or as it is what this is, whatever the way to say it, just know another language. We know the speed is still, this one we can't pick up, we can't go do it. Anyway, so yeah. So in the other video, we shared a lot. We shared a lot of testimonies and all of that stuff. That was quite cute. Because it was quite new. We don't really do them till there, but we have to be a bit personal sometimes, so you guys can relate more. Obviously, being authentically us and being genuine and trying to be genuine, it's only right to share in all aspects of our lives, so you can relate as to how we can help you with whatever part of journey, or whatever part of life you are, or whatever part of the journey of life you are. I don't know. Yeah, all of that. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna continue the conversation, and focus a bit more on the mental today. And obviously, as we know, everything intertwines. The word of the word of the year, or the word of the beginning of the year, whichever one it is, but intertwined is the word that keeps coming up nowadays. Since when everything is intertwined, we have to understand that everything that has happened from the beginning of our journey of life to now, or whichever point you are at your point of your life now that you're watching this video, whether you're 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and whatever, yeah, whichever point you are in your life, you're watching this video. There's a point in your life where a series of things that has happened to all of us, from the beginning to now, and that's called a history, and as we understand, we are not the first ones that have been here, so there's been people that have been before us. Therefore, we have to understand that history also. So in order to understand our history of from when we were born to the point of where we are in our life now, we having to come to the point where we understand the history of that. Also come from understanding the history of the people that we came to meet and the people that have been before them, because things have contributed. Pardon me. Things have contributed through them in order for us to get to where we are now, and also understand what's happened on Earth before we came here. All of that plays a part, as heavy as it is and as loaded as it is. Yeah, it's a lot to know before you can understand the whole of puzzle, to understand how to navigate. It's a lot. It's a treasure map that we don't really understand how to go around it, but we have to find a way of getting the treasure. So let's try and figure out the map. That's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to figure out the map so we can get a treasure of peace, of happiness, of joy, of genuine love, of all the good genuine stuff. So yeah, we're gonna focus on the mental. Obviously, we shine a little bit of light on the mental battles that we face, which come in the forms of stress, anxiety, sometimes obviously depression. Obviously, depression kind of happens more in the heart, but I mean, they're all kind of intertwined. Obviously, this one thing does a thinking, and then this one does a feel inside, so they kind of all work together. The head doesn't have the feel inside. There's the heart that has the feel inside, but the head is the one that does the analyzation of what's going on and what's going around, and then does the judgment, and then the heart goes, you know what, this was wrong, or I felt good, this felt right, this is nice, and all of that stuff. So they kind of work together, but I guess we're going to try and operate here a little bit more. But I think they're all intertwined, so we're just going to work as long as it works for all of us to get what we need to get. If we don't, or we're not able to finish or complete what we want to say today, we just continue the conversation on the end of our first episode. As we know, maximum half the hours. So yeah, obviously we're all born, and like I was saying towards the end of the last video, we're all born into families, right? And our families always have traits, and some of the traits end up either being minor stuff or sometimes being major stuff, but whichever one it is, it's still some stuff that we gotta deal with, right? It may be sickness, it may be financial, it may be physical, it may be anything, it may be emotional. Some people have a record of a generation of people that deal with dementia. Some people have people that deal with anxiety, people that deal with depression, all of that stuff. People also have the sickness side of cancer and diabetes and all these other stuff. There's always a trait, which is a lot of generations, which is why I always say we always have to understand the physical history. So, and again, all the levels of history: the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. Obviously, mostly happens from the spiritual, because everything is basically spiritual. Everything on earth, this place that we are, is spiritual. I mean, what I'm doing right now is spiritual. I'm capturing a part of me that will live for however long, even if I'm not here, which is, it's crazy. Like, when you think of all of it, it's like we're just living moments, and we are moments, and everything is moments. So you go live by the moment and capture the moment and make use of the moment in a way where it kind of benefits us, But anyways, that was by the way. So, understanding those histories always plays a part of how we can also understand us. And as we know, the page is all about being or knowing how to be. We never forget to remind us of that stuff. We need to learn how to be. We're trying to be us authentically, and present the best versions of ourselves to whoever we meet and whoever we encounter on earth, to make the place a better place. Yeah, it takes you and I to do that. So, and for us to be able to do that, we have to look ourselves in the mirror and do a whole lot of analyzation, and like we were saying before, some rewirings we need to be done. We have to really like question everything and ask ourselves, is this all there is to know? Is this all there is to be? Or there is more? You know? So yeah. So I'm just gonna keep you on the surface, right? On the literal side of stuff for now, by just staying in our families and let's just say the physical history of our families. So obviously, some of us come from families where, if you're lucky enough, let's start from here. If you're lucky enough, you come from a family where you get gold spoon, or you might get the silver spoon, or I don't know if they make bronze spoons, but you might get bronze spoon. The high class, the middle class, the lower middle class, and then you get the stainless steel spoon, and then you get the metal spoon, and you get the wooden spoon. The classes go down as to how the earth has been set up, or the world has been set up, due to human leadership or human rulership. Anyways, another thing to talk about in further times to come, future times. But so depending on which part of that spectrum you come from, or we come from, that in itself puts us in the category or space of how we will be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Alright, so if you're from a rich family, you already know you got the Gucci, you got the Polo, you got the wherever you got. Obviously, we're not rich. This is like everybody trying to do their thing, but you know what I mean. From the affluent, dress nice, nice Rolex, nice everything, nice praise, nice whatever. You wake up every day, you go to the dining table, there's nice fruit and vegetables, and you got the mates and the people serving you. You wake up and your suits and iron everything. The upper class stuff, the high class stuff. We know all that. Cool. So that would already put you in a space of being, right? If you're from a silver spoon, a place of being. If you're from a bronze spoon, a place of being. If you're from a stainless steel spoon, a place of being. If you're from a wooden spoon, a place of being. If you're from a clay spoon, a place of being. So that would be that already sets a little something of the way you would think while you're on earth, until anything changes after that. Some people go up, some people go down. So that can also play a part as to how you will be mentally. But let's stay focused on that for now. So if we find whichever one we find ourselves in, already there'll be a type of a lifestyle, right? There'll be a type of a lifestyle for the rich man who's driving BMW or Lamborghini or whatever at the age of 18, and there's the wooden spoon guy, or the stainless steel spoon guy, or there's just a steel or iron spoon guy, or aluminium, all those ones. The ones that we are from. We know, right? So you also have a different kind of lifestyle. Your clothes might not be as flashy as that one. That's why they say cut your coat according to your size. If you can afford Gucci, buy Gucci. If you can't afford Gucci, Prime Money is there too. Bam, bam, shout out to Prime Money for standing up for so long. They're doing their thing right now. They're happy there. Anyway, so anyhow, they ain't paying me for this song, Just thought, Prime Mark has been there for a minute still. They've been doing their thing. Shout out to Prime Mark, by the way. But so yeah, that will put you in the space of thinking, or programmed space of thinking originally, automatically. Sorry, it will just automatically when you come to Earth, come through the birth system, and you come and you land, depending on which arms that you land in, whether Princess Diana or Princess we don't know. That will project what kind of what's it called, exquisite delicacies that you might have, or unexquisite delicacies that you might have. Oh man, but that is just the way that the world has been set up, right? That's the world, and that kind of obviously, again, sets your mind as to, I guess, who you are. Who you are. Again, the world's way. Okay, cool. I hope you're getting it. I hope you're following. All right. So, that mentally puts you in the space. So, I mean, on all of those spectrums, no doubt, there's always gonna be a projection of hard work. Everybody's got to work hard. Whether you're from a village, or you're from a farm, or you're from upper class, you live in the city. There's always gonna be that line of hard work, whether the rich kid responds to it or not, and they have whatever. But sorry to say, the poor kid, the materialistically poor kid, let's put it that way, the materialistically poor kid have no choice, because they have to work not even twice as hard, 100 times harder to get what Mr. Man here with a nice suit and tie got. Again, the world's way of being. So it makes you, again, think very differently, depending on what household you come from. So that would then put a level of, I mean, again, it just goes across the board. Everybody is trying to achieve something, whether you're rich or whatever. The inheritance goes and goes. That's why they accumulate wealth and pass it on upon a generational wealth. That stuff. Yeah, so that goes on there. So they have to keep achieving to be able to maintain that stuff. And the poor guy also got to be able to rise to a place where they can also try and get to a place where they can start gaining a generational wealth, which is why chains are being broken down and people are now gaining access to places and blah 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 and blah blah blah. So now we're talking about our physical, our physical history, right? So you're born to come to earth, whichever family you're born into, that basically start your physical history, which will in how do we say this, how do I say it? Anyways, like, let's put it this way. So in the normal, I guess let's use the word normal, but I don't think the word normal is what I'm looking for. But in a normal sense, will exist of grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, and siblings, right? So grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, siblings, whether one sibling, whether two, whatever the case may be. So that will begin your history. So you have grandma, you have mom, and you have us. So for you to understand you have to be able to go through mom and dad, or grandma and granddad, right? This is we children, we're the children, we are the future. Okay. Anyway, so the children, for us, anyone that finds themselves as a child, I mean, even mom and dad and all of them, everybody here is a child, because it goes on, right? History goes on. But for us to understand our physical history right now, this is us, the children, mom and dad, grandma, granddad, or granddad, grandma, whichever one it may be. So for any child to understand themselves, they have to understand how they relate through these people. All right. And the funny thing is, it doesn't just end there, because you have the what we call the surrounding, whatever surrounds this, whoever these people are connected to, and how they think and how they move and how they maneuver and how they, do whatever they gotta do on earth. It's a lot to understand. It's deep, man. So to be able to pick up a mindset, it's not just we just wake up one day and we pick up a mindset. Because remember, you're born from the age of 1 to, let's say, 5. You're basically quite very innocent, and depending on how you're brought up, towards even to 16, you might be very innocent. All right, you may know some stuff, but you might be still very innocent. But from that age of growing up, whoever's around you, mom, dad, grandma, granddad, whatever they're doing, you're growing up, you're seeing it. Mom's friends, dad's friends, grandma's friends, granddad's friends. You're growing up now, you're making friends, whatever influences you're getting from your friends on the outside, aunties, uncles, all a whole lot of influences, right? And we all tend to gravitate towards different people. So now we're picking up different mindsets and getting different perspectives and getting different whatever. No, at the same time, in the home, with the absence of grandma and granddad, it is us the siblings. So if it would then be mom, dad, and then let's say 3 siblings, right? Most of the time, this is what the household looks like. The nuclear family. We're always in the nuclear family. So let's say maximum 3 children in this nuclear family, right? Mom and dad, and then the siblings. Sometimes if you have 3, there's 2 that are closer than whatever. No, it's deeper. It gets deeper and gets deeper and gets deeper and gets very deeper. Because you have to understand these lost emotion, those lost emotion, how it all contributes to your emotion, and how it all contributes to how you think mentally, how it contributes to how you project things and become who you are inside. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. It's a lot. So from all of that, you start picking up mindsets, and depending on how things are handled in the house, obviously mom. Okay, they always say the short one is the mom. So mom has a different way of thinking. Dad has a different way of thinking. Moms have a different way of seeing things. Dad has a different way of seeing things. But they've come together somehow to make a home, right? And this is what it's supposed to normally looks like. But in this modern day, most of the time, dad is not around. That's another thing to get involved in. That's another thing to talk about. That's another topic to talk about. It's very deep. That's why we always say no 2 people are the same, because everybody comes from different houses and we have different mindsets and we're all going through different things. Although we may respond to those different things with the same emotions, at the same time we're all seeing different things, so our perspectives may not always be the same. That's why we can't say we can't always come to a place of good straight away, because we all have different, this thing about the 6 being on the floor, and whoever's standing where sees whatever perspective. It's always about coming to a place of understanding, and again, it goes back to understanding the history of ourselves and how we end up becoming who we are mentally, because who we become mentally will also puts us in this place to understand who we become as we're growing up. Because if your mental state has been messed up in a way where you're always nervous, you're always anxious, you're always overthinking, you're always stressed because of whatever that's going on around you, whatever's been said to you, or whatever you're picking up around you, whatever you're seeing around you that's putting stress on your head. And that also goes across the board. People being around different kind of people, like people are always, there's people growing up around people that are murderers, there's people that are growing around people that are killers, and people growing around people that are so-called drug dealers, so-called bad men, so-called and you got some people growing up around presidents, you got people growing up around a whole lot. It goes across the board. Pastors, imams, you got people growing up around different kind of people with title, people with no title. We all have different mindsets, because it's a picture that's been painted and we all have a different perspective of seeing it. This thing is so deep, which is what ends up leaving people in rabbit holes and tunnels and places, because everybody's trying to search, and we search so much sometimes that it gets a bit too much. It goes overboard. And it starts interfering with normal life. It's crazy. So basically what I'm trying to say is we need to understand these levels of things. It's deep thinking. It's very deep thinking. And once you're able to think for solution and not think and put a burden on you, or think to make yourself feel guilty, or think to make yourself, I don't know, whatever. But like, we have to even get to a place of figuring out how we think, whether the way we think is because of how we've been programmed by our parents, or been programmed by anything, or anything that's ever influenced us. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot. See, we're already going fast for the 20 minutes mark and we ain't even said nothing. It's a lot. Because like I say, like, we all have these achievements that we have to achieve, right? Across the board. So that puts us in another bucket, or another space of mental being. And obviously for those achievements, some people have to learn some skills, or have to learn some talent. So some people have talent, some people have skills. Again, that also bring us to a place of comparison. It's a whole lot of things. And even to achieve those goals and dreams as well, like to achieve because it's a lot. A lot of us need to know our purposes for even to us. It's a whole lot of thinking going on in one person's mind. Like when you're brought up, there's already this thing that's been set up, and then you have your own way, and that's where the battle is, because you have your own way of seeing things, and there's also these rules and regulations that have been set up, and sometimes your spirit and your being is like, nah bro, I got a way of doing my thing, but they just want to force you to do this, and there's a whole lot of mental stuff, right? But this is where it always goes back to, first of all, love your neighbor as yourself. You have to always love your neighbor as yourself, not more than yourself or not less than yourself, as yourself. Do unto others as you want them to do to you. So if you can't go out of your way to do something, or if you don't want to go out of your way to do something, don't do it. Do it out of free will, not out of compulsion, not because you feel like you have to do it. Do it because you want to do it. Because if you do it out of compulsion, that's when it ends up becoming this gossip and backbiting and a whole lot of this is a whole lot of crazy. This is deep, man. I keep saying this, man, and I keep saying this, and I know I keep saying this, but it's deep, bro. It's deep, man. But yeah, I guess we're gonna carry on or continue in the next video, because we ain't even touch base of anything. This is just us trying to understand the mind right now, and how the mind operates, and how everything else comes through the mind, and how we can learn to overcome the mental challenges, and we even identify what the mental challenges are and how to go about it all. Because it's crazy. It's a lot to be spoken about. A whole lot. That's why I would say take it easy on yourself, man. Take it easy on yourself, because everybody's trying to figure it out. Nobody knows. Because of how life has been set up, we cannot pretend we know. We have to put our best foot forward, and whatever the game is that we play, more like we're playing ourselves most of the time. But this whole thing of how life has been set up, and how we're supposed to be in society, and how we're supposed to project ourselves to be, whatever that, we made the clothes make us. Apparently, the clothes don't make us, we make the clothes. And apparently, of course, we make the clothes, but we wear the clothes like the clothes make us, in a way of, it gives us identity or something. Like, it's a lot of stuff. So until we've solved all of these things, man, whether you're high class or whether you're low class, man, we're all going through some craziness. And we're all facing that sea. Whichever class you are, you're facing that crazy. Because expectations is throughout. Because of the pressures that we've set for ourselves on earth. But we're going to leave you here for now. We're going to leave you here for now. Too much words in my mouth, just they keep stumbling upon themselves. But we're gonna leave here for now. Until we meet again, we're gonna be in the next video. Tune into the next video, so we're gonna talk about more stuff. We're gonna end here for now. Until we meet again, do take it easy on yourself. Peace be with you. Shalom. Yeah.